This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is comedian Neil Wood and
Adam Nutter.
We can't do it like that. You have to sound like a human being. This cut, that's insane. Because I'm realizing how little you're talking.
Adam Nutter.
I could just take, if you just want me to, honestly, you know what we need to do is we just need to get that clean.
Adam Nutter.
And then I'll just pop it in wherever I need to. But
Adam Nutter. Let's do that.
Come listen to the Cult of Us podcast. That's our promo.
Adam Nutter.
A Drop Tent Media Network podcast. Go to droptent.com or search Cult of Us podcast on your favorite podcast platform.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news.
All right.
Hey,
what's up? 8 o'clock CPT. We are...
I was here on time, dude. I swear to God. I was out there waiting for somebody to let me in for like 45 seconds.
I sent you a message. Door's unlocked.
I know. I just...
Once I sit, I don't get up.
It's okay. It was very close. It was very close. He just likes to start by blowing everything up immediately when we say hello. Since you just blew things up, why don't you introduce our guest?
Oh man, we got a good one this time. No, a good guest.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Our first good guest.
Yeah.
Oh man, comedian, one of the hosts of the Gray Area podcast.
Gray Area Comedy Pod.
Fucking the subject of his own documentary.
Yeah, incredible.
New dad.
This is true.
Yeah, Gary Sharp.
Club regular, traveling comic, New York, Philly, all over.
Trying, man. Trying to put some dates together out here.
Hell yeah.
Slowly but surely.
That's right. Well, this is going to put you on the map because I'm telling you, our listeners are going to book the hell out of you.
For the paycheck. What's up?
Oh, about that.
It's in the mail. The Venmo is slow to get there.
We're kind of on a little marathon now because my appearance on your episode just dropped, this morning?
Was it? I should know that. I don't know that. I don't do any of that stuff. I share it.
You're the talent?
Jim is the tech guy. I mean, Jim is the talent and the tech. I'm just kind of there. I'm drinking beer.
Yeah, he hosted with Jim Kelly, who we've also had on.
Yep.
Shout out to Jim Kelly, boy.
Great guy.
So welcome
people
to...
ask me, people ask me sometimes, like, what's the key to, like, a successful podcast? Like, how are you making a successful podcast? And I say, get a producer, a co-producer that will do everything. And you can just sit there and talk into the mic. So Dave is that for me.
It's the key to life. That's how I kind of run my entire life. Just have somebody who's going to do all the work, and you just sit there and smile.
Is this your guys' way of taking no accountability? If it ever goes, like, Dave was the mastermind behind the whole thing. My whole rant against the Jews, Dave wrote that for me.
Yes, exactly. It certainly helps when people ask to be on the podcast because you do handle all the booking. He really does, but it is very relieving to be like, hey, I don't handle all that stuff. You got to talk to Dave Primiano.
Well, there are the guests I don't want on, and I say that you handle all the
That's fair.
Especially if they don't know you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, welcome to ours. As you can see, we actually spread out and don't all sit within 2 inches.
You guys have space. You guys have money over here, it looks like.
If you want to see me fidgety and uncomfortable, watch me sit. And there's extra couch to spare. You were like, oh, you have room to go to the end of the couch, and Jim still sat right fucking next to me.
Were you in the middle?
Yeah.
So you were in like a hot guy sandwich. You were the unfortunate meat.
Yeah.
In a good looking comedian.
He loved
sandwich.
every second of it. You could look back at the footage. You'll see. He was all about it.
So new dad too, huh?
New dad, man. Yeah.
How many months has it been?
5 months.
Man,
5 months.
Brand new.
It's crazy, man. We just hit the, I guess there's like a sleep regression period. You hit between like 4 and 6, and we hit that shit hard. Oh. She's just straight up not sleeping at night.
Oh, man.
She's up constantly. And she's like finding her voice a little bit, literally, so she's just screaming throughout the night. I mean, it is brutal. Yeah. I mean, people talk about how bad it is. It's rough, man.
Start feeding her formula instead of Jolt Cola.
That might help. That might help.
They got a Panera Bread caffeinated iced tea machine in there. They just push her right against it.
No, she's straight from the boob, man. She's
good.
hogging the boobs. I haven't had a boob in 5 months.
Wow.
I know.
Well, you're going to start screaming.
I am. I'm pretty sad. We're all sad. Everyone's crying. It's very bad. We probably got another 5 months of this, and then we'll be out of the woods a little bit. We'll see.
Oh, you'll just be out. Right.
What do you mean? Yeah, I'll be exactly.
5 months and I'll be out. Like, this is good.
I got another 5 months.
I've seen her to 10 months. good enough. I
tried.
think I've made the impact.
I was there for the important moments.
That's right. Like every good partnership, you find the partner that's willing to do all the work, and then you just check in occasionally.
She does. I go to work. I love it. I leave. I come back late. It's cool. You know, if I have a show, I'm really not there. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Man.
No, that's important to find a supportive partner, especially when you have a kid with comedy, because comedy just pulls you away.
Oh yeah,
all the time. I just took my girlfriend and a couple of her friends. They came out to a show. Neil was there. He crushed. And it was like good. I always like to kind of remind my girlfriend, she knows, but when she sees me like drinking after shows and stuff, try and remind her like, this is work. Like, I know it looks, that's the hardest thing I think for a partner is like, yeah, it looks like I'm just out drinking, you know, with like people who were laughing and having a good time and sharing stories. No, that's work.
Especially when you're not getting paid for it sometimes, right? Like if I'm going to a mic, I'm like, but I'm actually working on my craft. But I'm also having beers at a bar with my friends. You know what I mean? Like, the two go hand in hand.
Well, it's all strategic. You need to know what amount of liquor you can put in your body that gets you speaking clearly, but personable enough still.
It's funny, but it's true, right? You really are kind of finding that what works, right?
It's all formulas.
Right.
It is.
And it's a moving pocket. You got to kind of hang into it, right?
True,
your tolerance increases and decreases, you know. So you really have to constantly be
You get a little more
checking.
comfortable with your materials. I got to drink a little more now. I'm a little more personal.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah, we're charting our bodies. You think women would be a little more open? Like they should know that experience. I think, right?
Right, especially
I don't understand all that.
Right, there's charting when you're pregnant or whatever. If you're trying to conceive, there's charting.
You got your
you know?
bleedings. Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of doing the same thing. We're just charting how much we can drink and not be kicked out of an open
I know,
mic.
and sometimes I look in the toilet and see blood afterward. It's all the same, is what I'm trying to say. Men and women
You
are
should get
equal.
that checked out, man.
Yeah.
That's not.
It's only with canned beer.
I looked over like, what are you drinking now? Iced tea.
That's the real. Yeah, that's the real reason I'm boycotting Bud's Light.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
it makes me shit.
one of the reasons Shane beat you out for the endorsement, right? Yeah.
They're like, okay, now run it again, but can you not say it makes you shit blood? I'm like, no, I can't. I have to bring it up every
Truth in
time.
advertising.
But it's the healthy. I heard it's if you shit black, that's when you're internally bleeding. If it's just red, that's fine.
If it's just red, it's some sort of a surface bleed, and you're fine. All right, good to know.
So I've done my due
Thanks,
diligence.
guys.
Yeah, WebMD.
We like to have an educational moment.
Very
in every
informational. I'm not
podcast.
getting paid, but I will learn. You know what I mean?
you
I
will
like
learn.
that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, you know how to check your stools better. now.
I was just before you came down, I was telling them I learned something from you that I never would have known. You had me on a show in a black room, and you taught me that it like the introduction for a super white comic in a black room is the most important thing to the set. Because
Okay.
I've done some black rooms where I was introduced weird, like it was a shaky introduction, and it like set me off wrong. All you did very quick, you were like, "This is one of my favorite white boys. Please give it up for him." And
yeah.
that alone, I was saying, bought me enough time to just get my premise out, and everyone's like, "Okay, this guy's cool."
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
But
for
like
sure.
that's all it needed. And I then later, I think after that, a week or two, I did another black room, and like a comic set me up with a very. She didn't know who I was, so she set me up with a very like, "Well, we don't know if this guy's funny or not." So,
Oh, that's the worst.
yeah, and I had to go up and be like, "Hello, everybody," and this I had no credibility, and I just
Yeah.
ate shit for 10 minutes.
The intros aren't like super important, but they can take away from you. I found. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it can build you up a little bit, but it can take away way more than it can give you. You know?
Yeah.
But
especially when you're in a room like you do, like corporate gigs and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I'm
Well, I've done a
sure.
couple.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure it can be kind of the same way because you got like tattoos and stuff and a beard. I would feel the same way. I don't do them, but I would feel kind of awkward doing like a corporate gig at first because I don't look like a corporate.
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think you kind of have to whenever you're in a room where you're like, oh, I feel like an outsider. Like that intro from like the host can make or break you.
Do either of you ever suit and tie up for a show?
no, not yet.
No.
Oh,
You have?
I have on multiple occasions.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
I've never felt less comfortable doing anything.
So now, were you the only one suited up, or everyone?
No,
it was
I
a-
like
Oh,
country
okay.
clubs. I did the state trooper,
Oh
which
shit!
Oh, wow.
I fucking pussed out of a because I had to because I you can tell I when I dress up slovenly. So I had my tie on kind of loose,
Okay.
and I wanted to open up at this trooper ball with, hey, I know I'd have my tie on tighter here, but if I was up here going, I can't breathe, it would just fall on deaf ears in this room. And I chickened out at the last second.
Oh, did you really? Holy shit!
Probably a smart move not to open with the police brutality.
No, I know a few cops, and based on their sense of humor, it would have fucking crushed.
I think they would have laughed.
You do know all the cops. They love that shit.
Yeah, it's a ballsy move though, right off the bat.
Oof. That's why I pushed hard.
But yeah, that room that I had, that room sucked.
That was a tough room.
It was a tough room, but it was mostly because the venue didn't respect the show. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's half the battle. Yeah, they wouldn't like tell people at the bar to shut up. They wouldn't turn the TVs off, like little things like that.
And then before, and then immediately after the show, there was a DJ, like a dance DJ, and it would like the music would fire up, and it would be like fun if you were there to dance. But yeah, as a comedian, when you see that stuff, you're like, oh no.
And like they're not going to buffer. There's nothing, you know what I mean? No kind of built-in try to help settle the crowd down. No.
Yeah.
They're just going to turn off their favorite song, and then I'm going to get on stage and start telling dick jokes. That's not how. Right. This works.
You did a good job with it, though. I had a good time. That was a good lineup, and it was a fun time.
I only had like 3 shows. I had all my boys on there, and it was like it was as good as we could make it. You know what I mean? One of those.
Yeah.
No, I love the black room dynamic with the DJ sometimes. I have to tell you, like the first time I did an all black room where I was the only white person in there. First of all, I feel like they told jokes specifically to confuse me. I know that's putting a lot of attention on myself. And they probably didn't give a shit that I was there. Yeah, but I like to think some of them were intentionally.
Any reference to like a rapper post 2000 is going to confuse you, though. So
that's also true.
He's like, who is Lil Yachty? I don't know that name at all.
That can't be a real name.
But Megan, the what?
No, I've heard of her.
So is she a human?
Yeah, okay. I've seen the WAP video 1,000 times.
WAP, it's WAP, dude. You should know that.
First of all, I'm Italian. That's our term. WAP is our term. I'm going to say it phonetically. It is WAP. It is WAP.
That's just not it.
It's an acronym. It can be whatever the fuck I want, as long as I know what the letters. As long as I know what the letters stand for individually, it's fine.
You're gentrifying WAP.
It's
now.
WAP. Yeah, that's ours. No, but I don't know what the song sounds like, but I have seen the video numerous times
on mute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All right. Sure.
But right before I went up, like the host was going around fucking with people in the crowd, like in between each comic, and he started saying something to this one lady, and she got pissed off and fucking came up on the stage and started screaming in his face.
Oh my god!
And then I guess the DJ tried to diffuse the situation by playing music over it, and they both broke off into a little competitive dance, where I was like, oh. This must be part of the show now.
No, and that's insane.
Yeah. And then the security guard came over and fucking tackled her. And I was like, nope, not part of the show at all. Fuck? And now Dave Primiano.
That's
the show continued after that?
Yeah, and I fucking crushed. They loved watching this fucking suburban white dude's bewilderment at everything. What the fuck was that? That's what I opened up with, and they were fucking dying, jumping out of seats and shit. Best reaction I've ever got. I don't like white audiences anymore.
Gary, have you ever had something like insane like that happen right before you went up?
Not off the top of my head, nothing crazy like that. I mean, that's. No. Somebody get tackled on stage.
Yeah.
You did mention we talked about intros. What's your worst intro you've ever gotten?
Good question, yeah.
Well, we had and we kind of told this story, I feel like, on the episode you were on. So me, Jim Kelly, and Dan Callahan, shout out to them, a couple Jersey comics, very funny. We took a trip down to Fayetteville, and we had a show, and it was a great show, actually. They put us up in an awesome Airbnb. Like, it paid pretty well. We were there for the night. It was like you felt like road comics. You know what I mean? It was a good time. But so I was headlining, and I told them, look, I want to bring 2 features. I want to bring my boys. We're going to make it a road trip, whatever. And I guess they took that as me saying, we don't need any other comics. Like, we don't need a host. We don't need an opener. We don't need anything. And they just kind of gave me the stage. That's not at all how I understood it or how it was presented to me, right? Like, I'm thinking we're going to have a proper host. Maybe they'll have a guest spot, do 5 minutes, and then, Dan will go, Jim will go, I'll close it out.
Right.
We get there, and the guy's like, all right, she's just going to introduce Jim Kelly. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you mean? Like, she's going to do 5 minutes up top and then bring my boy on? He's like, nah, she's going to get on stage and say, all right, you guys ready for a show? Here's Jim Kelly.
Like, that's Thursday we have bingo, but tonight let's enjoy some comedy. Yeah.
And I mean, so that's already bad enough, but that's like, she was also a bad host on top of that.
Yeah.
So she just insulted us before she brought us on. So literally she was like, you guys ready for comedy? All right, your first guy, he's short. That's all I know about him. Give it up for Jim Kelly. Literally, that's what she said.
He is.
He's very short.
Yeah. But it wasn't even like nobody
I know.
laughed. You know what I mean? Like, like there's
no one had seen him, right? So they didn't even know that he was short. So they were just like, all right.
It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, and I think she brought me on. She was like, so you've seen two white guys, and this guy has the whitest name out of all of them. Give it up for Gary Sharp.
That's
nobody clapped. It wasn't funny.
Jim Kelly and Dan Callahan are way fucking whiter names. They're pure Irish. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was brutal. I mean, that show, Jim had a rough set, but it wasn't all his fault.
It's hard too with Jim being like a dark comic to get into that situation where he's got to break all of the ice.
And I think he opened with a Gaza joke, and it just was like, hey, that would have been okay if we're like 20 minutes into the show. You know what I mean?
That's had bullshit. A few drinks. I have opened shows with Gaza jokes, and they fucking crushed.
Opened, like first joke
I
they
was
heard
on a
that
Fenris
night.
show, so you know Fenris doesn't.
Fair.
So yeah, it was on Christmas. And I got up in town, and I got up right on stage, and I was like, Christmas, my favorite time of the year. I love the story about how Jesus had to be born in a manger because there's no safe hospitals in that area of the world. And it fucking killed.
The joke destroyed the room. In fact, it leveled the whole block.
And I said, okay, I'm on autopilot now.
Yeah.
It was a dipping the toe in the water.
I just had that last weekend. I was at a club. I was doing Wisecrackers, which you host as well. Yeah, great room. Shout out to Nick Bruce.
Love it.
And I was doing it with Anthony DeVito was the headliner, and we were standing next to each other, and it was the first show of the night, and I leaned over to him, and I was like, I'm getting good vibes from this audience. Like, I'm feeling a good vibe from this audience. As soon as I said that, someone was like, is anyone here a doctor? A guy had fallen down. He had gone into like diabetic shock. Turns out, even in like the 20 minutes it took to sort it out, he was okay by the end of it. And they like wheeled him out, and he was like, sorry, everybody, I'm okay. But I was like, literally, I was like, the vibes are pretty good here. And then immediately, is there a doctor in the house? Oh my God. And then I had to go up like right away because there was a second show, and I had to be like, hey, everybody. Actually, it turned out like, I don't know what it was. Like the brush with death reminded everyone like how important it was to be alive. Yeah. And the room was amazing. It was a great show.
You look a diabetic enough. I felt like you could have played off that. Like, who took my insulin?
There was a heckler. It was funny. Anthony had a great line. There was a heckler and she was like a positive heckler. So like the hardest to deal with, like she was just engaged with like the show. And at one point he was just like, I think I can speak for everyone where the wrong person went to the hospital tonight. And even that got like a huge pop. So
have you ever dealt with a positive heckler? I don't think I have.
No, not really. Yeah, that have helped your set out.
No one ever gives,
just like positive in that like in that they're not trying to maliciously derail the show. They don't realize that they're not supposed to engage with you.
Oh yeah,
it's like the yells at the wrong time too, and stuff like that. Like
have you been sexually harassed on stage?
Okay, that's a jump.
That's a positive heckle. If someone like, fucking, I'll take a slice of that, you would see me more flustered than if anyone said just fag. Like, okay.
Yeah, you're used to that. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I've definitely had the overly enthusiastic. I mean, like just talking and clapping a little bit too much. Actually, at Wisecrackers, this guy was doing that, and then it turns out he actually was mentally handicapped, and I felt a little bad because I was like, I'm like, oh, dude, what the fuck is your problem? And then I saw him, like the kind of light shine on him. I'm like, oh, never mind. Sorry about that.
I did that.
I don't even know how I reversed out of that situation. I think I just completely changed topics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you do?
I think you gotta like invite him up on stage and give him 2 minutes of his Make-A-Wish dream or something. Like, hey, the stage is yours for 30 seconds.
Luckily, I didn't go. It was good. No, I didn't go too hard on him. I realized it before they realized what was going. You know what I mean? It was one of those.
Yeah.
And I was able to just kind of switch gears.
I had a somewhat similar thing happen. I don't know how I didn't just ruin my whole set. I was doing a headlining set somewhere in the sticks, and there was this guy. It was like a guy that looked kind of like me, like rural looking dude. He was with this beautiful black woman, and so I was just like doing my crowd work up top, and I was like, "Oh, we got Monsters Ball over here," and I was like, and then I was like, "Oh, you actually?" I was like, "Well, you're a Monsters Ball. You're more like Sling Blade," and like everyone went quiet. They were all laughing. Everyone went quiet for a second. And I was like, okay. And then I just continued and they got back on. The end of the show, the couple comes up to be like, we really liked you. Yeah. And the guy was like, you were really funny. And he turned and he had a huge like brain surgery scar. And I was like, oh no.
So were they an actual couple or was she like his handler?
I don't know. They seemed like a couple. They seemed like a couple, but like the whole bar that I was performing at, it was like a pretty packed room. They all knew him. So they all knew that, and I had no idea. I didn't see the back of his head to see the surgery scar, so it was crazy. But yeah, he did that, the slow talk. I was like, oh, God damn it. Like, yeah.
I love the idea that he was just fucking with you. Like, there was nothing wrong with him. After that, he's just like, I'm going to fuck with this guy.
That would be hilarious, yeah. What yeah. I'm doing his Sling Blade impression here.
Does that count as an impression?
You nailed it, buddy.
It's just one letter.
Did you ever make fun of a mentally handicapped person, Dave?
Yeah.
It's like I knew this question was coming.
I think.
What the fuck did you do?
Which time?
On stage, I mean, specifically on
directly. It was like at one of those like fire hall, like all dudes, a fucking fire, like whatever,
like a VFW style show,
kind of like, but younger people, like younger dudes, like all.
Well, one of those older comedy on the crick shows.
Yeah, but not that show, but adjacent.
Okay,
and it's like I think they had like a little dude that cleaned out toilets and shit, and then but it was them. I directed the term
dude.
Yeah. They had a dude, a helper dude, a helper.
We're not gonna dissect it right now. We're not
let's not plumb that. That's fine. Continue with the story.
I don't think he was full on, but he was, he was like closer to the median or whatever.
They trusted him with the plumbing at least.
But yeah, I referred to all of them as retards, and then I heard myself say it, and I was like, ah, shit, there's one. I know. I fucking, because there was like a separate, like, it was like an L-shaped room, and like around the corner, like the comics could hang out. And like after my set, I fucking turned, and it was like Kevin Ryan from the, and he was fucking dying that I said that part out. And that was like early in my set too, so he could have been laughing about that for like 20 minutes.
So you are garbage. In
fact. I am in
Yeah.
fact garbage. Yes,
that's great.
I love for the audio people. Dave even did the thing where he raised his hand like a dad, and they're like, "Oh fuck, you're here." Shit, like you're mad at yourself. Like, you're fucking here. I forgot.
But he was cool about. I mean,
yeah,
they're uplifting people.
Did the rest of that set go okay for you?
It was a great set. Those dudes were all in, and they tried to fuck with me the entire way, but they were retarded. So like nothing they said was gonna topple anything I could say back to them. Right, so yeah, funny. And they took it as well as they gave it. So it was just a fun time.
That's fair game.
Yeah,
that's all you need from an audience.
I know. Just if it's going to be all white people, it needs to be that specific demographic, like drunk dudes in that age. Other than that, white audiences suck. But those fucking, yeah.
I just did an audience. It was like a 50-50 or maybe 60-40 split. It was like all drunk white, like college dudes and their girlfriends, their cool girlfriends, and then and there was like 2 tables of like yuppie white mainline mid-40s women who clearly were just coming out to see a night of comedy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's my demographic right there.
Yeah, baby. I know. You got that Matt Rife thing going on. I understand.
That's where you get sexually harassed, right?
Not me. Not when
as much as I'd like,
Yeah.
It is upsetting, right? Yeah. I mean, you don't have to act on it. Obviously, you can't. I mean, well, you're not married.
My girlfriend's watching this podcast. Everything is above board. Do not listen to Primiano. He's a fuck.
I've never met her. I'm sure she's lovely.
She's lovely.
Yeah. Dave will get you into trouble talking about your relationship and stuff. I just had a conversation about my girlfriend's friends because Dave asked how hot they were or what you wouldn't like about them, and that got me into some. Remember that? And my girlfriend
how'd that get you into trouble though?
Because he said physically, would I not like them physically or mentally? And I said mentally because they're a little crazy. Here I am saying it again and probably getting myself into more trouble. And then I got the text where she was like, I saw your podcast, and she's a big Taylor Swift fan. We made some Taylor Swift jokes. I was like, oh, was it because of the Taylor Swift stuff? Because she knows I'm
very innocent of you.
I'm on Team Beyonce on that whole thing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And
Black History Month, baby. What's up?
Right, yeah, right. And so I was like, why? Is it because I backed up Beyonce again? She says, no, you called my friends crazy live on the podcast. And I was like, oh, right.
How about that?
Yeah, so she's going to love that it came up again.
Are you talking about the Grammys now?
Well, no, that was your memory should hold the VMAs, the Video Music Awards where Kanye interrupted Taylor. I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had the best music video of all time. That Kanye.
That's what it was. The VMAs, not the Grammys. I can't get that.
It was a Video Music Awards. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you watch that shit?
Why is that significant? Do you like that? What's going on right now?
Oh, no, it was just a joke that we're now just in the weeds. It was just a joke that came up last podcast.
I only heard I heard buzzwords, and I changed the
Yeah.
Wait, what about Beyonce? Was that a thing this weekend?
Well, she didn't win.
Is Beyonce one of your girlfriend's friends?
No, my girlfriend doesn't know Beyonce. Well, Jay-Z took issue at the Grammys that Beyonce hasn't won like best album. I don't really know. I have no idea what. I did see that. Yeah, she won a bunch of Grammys, but she hasn't won best like album or whatever. My girlfriend watched the Grammys or half of them, and I did what I do, which is become so insufferable with my commentary that she eventually agrees to turn it off just to shut me up. And so we missed the Jay-Z part. So
I mean, first of all, I hate all the music now, but also, like, how fucking watered down are the Grammys? They have like best song, best single, best track, best record, best album. These are the same fucking things, right?
Yeah, kind of. They're like the distinctions are very thin, and I start to feel old. The Grammys is the one that makes me feel old because I don't know half of the people.
Who won best rock?
No idea.
Probably
Lenny Kravitz was there. Maybe he won.
Did he?
I don't know. He
oh
was there.
Man, they took over rock. No.
Yeah, I don't get into it, man. I don't know. I don't watch those shows, but I know Ice Spice. People are giving Ice Spice a hard time.
Yeah.
Do you know who Ice Spice is?
I've seen her butt on X.
Okay.
And that's all you need to see.
Okay.
People are like talking about her rapping. It's like, oh, she can't rap. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't know she was a rapper.
We're not really listening. Yeah, that's exactly my point.
That's not what we need. The auto-tune and the Dr. Luke and all the writers, they can handle all that stuff.
Come on, man. Let's enjoy nice things, all right? Her ass is amazing.
Yeah. Let her fucking twerk over some 90s rock music.
Sure.
Everybody wins.
There
Take
you go.
the best of this music, the best of
that
our
is the
music.
cure of racism for racism right there.
That's right. It's Ice Spice's Black Hole Sun. You would love that. You would love that.
Actually, a real Soundgarden fan, that's not their go-to song.
Sorry.
It's I'm kidding. I will never use the term real fans unironically. Or what? Yeah.
So that Gary, the one thing I did mention that Dave's cultural touchstones end in 1999, so he knows nothing about pop culture. Sports you're good at, but
TV,
everything else.
Movies, I watch TV. I watch movies.
All right.
It's just music.
Yeah, that's true. It is just music that you don't have.
And it's not an opinion. It's just very bad compared to what it once was. I don't think there's any group. Yeah. No, the kids just don't know better. Like, at least my music, the 90s, like, we had 90s music growing up. At least you could see where it drew inspiration from. Like, it was different than the 70s stuff, but it still resembled music.
It is a lot different. What is your it's very old man comment. What do you listen to?
I like
like you in a like 90s rap or what?
I mean, it's not my go-to is like, anyone that OD'd on heroin. Huge fan. Or do
they have that genre on Apple Music? I haven't seen that. Okay.
It's called grunge rock.
Okay.
Yeah. All the ones that are dead, beautiful. The one that's still alive, ugh, crap. Eddie
but once
Vedder,
they die, you're gonna like them. Yeah. That's
right.
Fucking Lane, fucking Cornell, fucking Weiland, Kurt Cobain.
Ice Spice just needs to get really into heroin, and then you'll start getting into.
I will check out the music.
You'll listen. It's not worth it. Don't do it.
Yeah, no. It's once she's dead, she can't twerk. The butt's motionless.
Well, I mean, there has to be a crossover time between heroin and still making music. That's when the music was probably
the Amy Winehouse zone, right? Like
I don't know her stuff. Was she a heroin addict too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she was making great music, specifically about how she was never going to stop doing heroin, and then she died.
Well, I've had this debate with friends. Technically, she died at 27, but is she a member of the 27 Club? Because there's some pretty elite names in that. Does she live up? Does just being a musician and dying at 27
I was gonna
automatically?
say she meets the criteria.
I think if you're a musician and you die at 27 and you had something chart, then that would count.
Okay, so
if you're like some session musician no one ever heard of, then it's like a footnote. But yeah, she had like I think a number 1 with Rehab. So Yeah, she could.
Did she marry the really old dude, or am I mixing up my white women?
I don't know. Did she marry the old dude?
She didn't. Did she marry
I
the
don't
really
know
old
who
guy?
the fuck anyone's talking about. What old dude? Like, I guess
Maybe I'm thinking about Nicole Smith. Who's Nicole Smith?
Oh yeah, she married the old dude. Well, she's famous for marrying the old dude.
Okay,
Nicole Smith.
that's what I'm talking about.
The
Yeah,
like
yeah,
90-year-old like corpse that she married.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he left her like everything.
He was
and
super
cut his kids
rich.
out of the will.
Yeah, dude.
Did she marry
That
a
is
bald
some
guy? 'Cause
powerful vagine.
This guy's wearing a hat in every picture.
This guy looks like a Quentin Tarantino character that she married. So Blake Fielder Sybil, no idea.
I don't know who that guy is.
No idea. But
The-
not
the-
a very attentive husband, I suppose.
of the
because-
Winchester Fielder Civil.
Not very attentive husband is funny as shit. You sleeping? Are you okay?
Okay,
I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Amy, I'll just give you another 12 hours.
Okay.
I think she should
You've
be.
been quiet in there.
I put her in a 27B
Haven't heard
club.
yet.
I wouldn't put her right in the.
I don't understand the
27.
hesitance to put her in the 27 club. You just don't think
Because she's just not that fucking legendary. She's no Joplin or fucking
I mean, we're
Morrison or
talking about
Cobain or Hendrix.
But I feel
That's
like
fair.
it's
That's
you
fair.
have to meet. Right, I agree, but I think that like
Are they the Mount Rushmore of the
Yes.
27 club? And then there's.
right, the club has a lot of members. You don't have to reach that.
I don't actually know any
apex.
besides those four.
I think that might be.
So
it.
I don't think she's a good, fantastic fifth. She's not the Mona Lisa Ninja Turtle.
Not even a Casey Jones.
No, that might be Jerry. Did Jerry? How old was Jerry when he? Because he sang Casey Jones. I don't fucking know.
yeah.
All right, let's move on. No,
I dated a girl who was legitimately afraid of like joining the 27 club. Like she thought when she turned 27 it was going to happen.
but did she accomplish anything?
No, there was no basis. No basis for this fear. Very irrational fear.
Right.
But it was very serious. Like
There's
she was
a
like
hu- yeah,
on pins and needles. I'm like, just relax. There's nothing's
That's
going to
not
happen.
even a fine line.
Yeah.
It's like a fine line between legend and just junkie
Just
bitch.
somebody, just someone who dies when they're 27. You can't get into the club just because you die at 27.
What were her life choices? That like was she just? It's a cursed number, or she just like was she doing anything?
No,
to
yeah,
push
she's
along
just-
dying at 27.
No.
Then yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Very irrational. She's just a cursed number.
she had a
thought
fucking
it was-
ego to her. She must have been fucking hot then. I'm guessing, right? Okay. Yeah, just to hype
this
yourself
is
up in
live,
your
oh,
own
man.
mind.
to put
Yeah.
yourself up on a Mount Rushmore of with Janis Joplin and Hendrix and stuff.
If you tell me her name, I'm finding butt pictures on the.
Oh, please
on
go for it.
Instagram.
I'll send you a few after that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you'll just send me links because you clearly don't have them
There
on
we
your phone.
go.
This
See,
is the
he's
whole
helping. He's not hurting.
This is also the whole reason he does the podcast, so he can get butt pics
Just to
after
get
the podcast.
links to butt pictures. Yeah.
Are you an ass man or
No, I'm
you
a
strike
boob-
me as a
I'm
you strike me
boob-
as a tit
yeah,
man.
I like tits so much I
knew
grew
that.
a pair myself.
And yet you like Asian women,
I knew that.
not usually not the most big breasted of women.
Yes, but when you see them, they are
Oh, mwah.
a delicacy.
Agreed. It's like
Yeah.
a unicorn.
Yeah, there's a holy grail of women, and
It's
the hourglass Asian.
the big titty Asian girl
With the
is
big
your-
brown gumdrops. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are nice. Very nice.
Well, that's more of the Taiwanese feel. Like I like the
Well, yeah,
Japanese.
Asians
yeah,
are broad.
Dave gets real
casting
genetic
a-
about
A
this.
broad
yeah.
net. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to dial it down. What do you want to do? Here?
net
Yeah.
to catch broads.
I just general for me Asian. Asian's fine. I'm not gonna figure out which island they're from. Or...
I like them all, but hey, I have another podcast, The Rank Bank. I like ranking things.
That is true.
And my favorite Asians are Japanese.
Is that purely a sexual thing, or are we talking just in general, like culture? Or
They got some cool shit too. Yeah, let's throw that in.
Yeah.
Did you get in trouble for? Because we did talk about this on your podcast, and you said I'd like to bang an Asian.
she hasn't seen that episode
Okay.
yet. So once she sees it, yes, I will be in trouble.
Well, I hope
for sure.
I hope Jim didn't edit it out.
Well, if he did, it doesn't matter because it went
Yeah.
out live on the internet now.
It is live. Thanks, Primiano.
Well, do you guys have a hall pass situation worked out or anything?
Definitely not.
Not
Hell
like a
no.
year. Like if you reach this year,
We got nothing. We got to work on it though. We're still fairly early. And, I knocked her up like a year into this whole thing.
okay.
So that was like,
you locked her down.
yeah, man.
I was
going
gonna
to
say, I think I met her prior. I think I met her in the brief period, or maybe she was pregnant. I don't know, but in the brief period
Maybe.
before you actually got it done. She was a wedding date of yours, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So I met her.
That's exactly
I
where
met
you
her at Rob Sant's wedding.
Yep. And that was
Oh, okay. That was like a year ago. Right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah,
And
just
you're 5
about.
months in.
Yeah, but that was me like 4 months into knowing her.
Wow. See, I didn't realize that.
It was like brand new. But
and this is a white broad, right?
Yeah, man.
Nice. I mean, mazel.
Thank you. Doing my part. This is what Martin.
I mean,
Luther
you've
King
been all over
wanted.
the map. That
Yeah.
you don't.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not. You don't have like a white fetish, right?
I don't discriminate.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
But when it came to like having a kid, you're like, the future is mixed, right? That's
You got to give want your kid to have the best chance possible.
like by the year fucking 2040, say there's not going to be just pure white or pure black kids anymore, right?
I don't know. That sounds like a Trump rally, right?
But there's not going to be.
Everyone's going to look like The Rock. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, moving towards a median instead of growing apart. It's a beautiful thing.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, mixed people generally look better. You know, they
Like physically? Are you just
physically? Physically. I think mixed people generally look better. Like. Not like see better, like they are hotter you on average.
Their vision is also outstanding.
Yeah, exactly. they get the best
eat
of
a lot of carrots.
They get the best of both worlds: great vision and great credit. So.
No, I wish I put that much thought into it. I did not. But
it just sort of happened. The pregnancy just sort of happened.
Yeah, man. I was just shooting the club up.
It doesn't just sort of happen.
Yeah, man. I was just
the club up.
fucking raw every night. Next thing you know, out pops a baby.
Bang! There you go.
Nice. Are you going to go for two eventually? Do you have siblings?
So I'm the oldest of three.
Okay.
If you ask me this question, I'll say probably next summer. I'll probably say, yeah, we're gonna try again.
Okay.
Right now, when I'm deep in the trenches, I'm like, no, I would never do this again. This is brutal.
Like you want to wait for this one to like know how to shit and walk and talk.
I think so, and I think you forget all the hard parts, and all you see is the great parts of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just romanticize the past like we do everything else. Yeah. And once that sets in, then I'm gonna want another baby.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice for you if you can get at least your current kid into toddlerdom before you have another baby.
I think
that way
so.
you have like a lot less to worry about. Yeah. I have my best friend had one right after the other. The kids are separated by less than a year.
Irish twins.
God
and
bless
it's like
them. Oh,
I know,
man.
and they're just getting out of like basically the same like. Situation you're in with sleep regression. They just got out of it with their first one, and they're getting right into it with their second one.
Dude.
And it's like 2 years of this nonsense.
Can you walk by 9 months? Is that because I'm trying like?
Nah, it's
Do
closer
you have to
to
like
a year.
drag
I'm
two?
terrible with this stuff though, but
Yeah, I think it's like I think their oldest he can walk now, but like not completely. Like he still needs to like steady himself. I think he's like 13 months or 14 months, something like that.
dude, my cousin,
I
she has
bad. I think that kid. No,
she has
that kid should be running by now.
she has an 18-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And I'm like, you started all the way over.
How fucking wait? So an 18 and a 1-year-old. How old was she when she had the 18-year-old?
She was in high school. She was 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
No MTV show for her.
Oh,
No
Lord.
MTV show to put the bill for some diapers or whatnot.
Or maybe she was 18, but yeah, she was in high school. Yeah, no, unfortunately not.
Well, I guess but that's fine. You got a babysitter out of one of your kids at that age,
Right.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't do it personally, but yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Dave and I are child free. Dave
Yeah.
not by choice, but
Hey, people have wanted to have kids.
Are you planning on it then? What are you doing?
No. I don't, and for a long time I've been very honest about it. In fact, one of my last relationships fell apart because I always say first date, like I don't want kids. It's something I'm firm on. So
Very strong opinion for the first date.
well, I do
You
it.
guys are
just
sitting at Applebee's and you're like, I don't want fucking kids.
before we fucking go.
I mean,
You
why?
were clocking me as the guy who would do a first date at Applebee's.
Why go further? You're not.
No, I'm not. I know I look.
There's
I know
nothing
I
wrong
look
with 2
like
for 20, by the way. I'm a
That's-
firm believer. I enjoy it.
I think that's like a fourth date. Like once you've had sex, then you take him to
Fair enough,
Applebee's.
fair
You got to
enough.
still impress him enough to.
Yeah.
My ex was like, no, sure, I don't want them. And then like year or two into the relationship,
Switched up on you?
she'd get drunk and she'd be like, our baby would look so cute, and it was I know it contributed to the end of that relationship, but I say it up top. I've had girls be like, okay, well, that is a deal breaker for me.
Sure.
And that's why I say it, because it's like, there are plenty
So
of women
let's
out
just
there.
bag
Grand
one
open.
out and then hit the road.
exactly.
Yeah, that's all we need in
But
this life.
Arden, my current girlfriend, she was like, we were talking and she was like, I was like thinking I was going on a date with you. And I had gotten COVID when we met. So we had like a week or two to text before we had a date.
See,
and
I helped you get to know her
You
better
did, you
before
gave-
any physical aspect.
That's right. He gave me COVID.
I
He
gave
me
a bunch
COVID
of
at a show.
people COVID.
Oh God.
But I'm the only
At
one
Toys
who,
for Tot charity show.
yeah, we did a Cisco Toys for Tots charity
I
show.
was like COVID clause.
Yeah, with that schnoz he gave everybody COVID. But yeah, so I got COVID and I had just met my girlfriend on a dating app. And we ended up, and it was still when you had to quarantine for 14 days. So I had to text her for a few weeks. And during that, it just came up. And I was like, oh, by the way, I don't want kids. And she was like, oh, we're definitely going on a date now because she doesn't want kids either.
Oh, wow.
Which is amazing. So,
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We'll just have vacations and shit. It'll be fun.
God damn, I think I vaulted myself into groomsman knowing this story now.
Yeah, I don't count your chickens, Dave.
Not best man. I don't want to fucking give another speech.
No,
Have you
because
given one? I've never given one.
I crushed it. That's how I'm going out.
Yeah.
I had to
Hell
know.
yeah.
I known that dude since I was 5, so I had so much. I only known him since COVID.
Yeah.
So I don't have a wealth of experience to draw on.
True.
But
No.
yeah, I
yeah,
did
you'd
10
open
minutes.
it-
You're supposed to do 3.
You'd open it with an I can't breathe joke. That's the problem.
Got to do it somewhere.
Yeah. I call everyone a retard. No,
If the shoe fits.
I've never been a best man, but I was a groomsman, and it was there were like 5 speeches. They asked me to give a speech because I was like the only public speaker, and let's just say I buried everyone else.
yeah.
You know, somebody came up like from the venue and were like, are you an entertainer? And I was like, yeah, I'm a stand-up comic. She was like, I see a lot of these, and like you can tell. And I've been holding on to that more than like most of the compliments I've gotten after sets.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. An old lady. You should be a stand-up
Yeah.
comic. I
Yeah.
was like, you were so poised. You just knew how to pause the right amount of time to let laughter. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of know how to do this shit.
Timing.
Your podcast co-host are you? I don't know if he has siblings. Are you in the runnings for best man for that?
So I'm gonna be the officiant.
Ooh,
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm gonna be the officiant at the wedding.
That dude gets.
Which-
You get to write your own shit, or do you have to like?
So I have no idea. I have no
Okay.
clue how this works. I know I have to get ordained or whatever, like online or whatever.
Yeah, that takes like 10 minutes. Right?
But yeah, do I have a script? I don't know anything. I had to
You
look into
can't-
it.
No, at the wedding I was the best man. The officiant got to like riff on his own shit, and he got a few laughs too.
Oh, well,
nice.
Then I'm definitely gonna
I
write
assume,
my shit.
yeah.
I'm sure there's a couple points I got to hit throughout the.
Yeah, you got to
throughout
get the
my
vowels.
set.
You have to ask them.
I'm just gonna do my tight 10. Like, all
Yeah.
right, thanks guys.
You got to hit the food
You have to
specials.
ask them if they accept each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
fair
have
enough.
to
Yeah.
give taller men in the audience their like who objects to this wedding. No, joking. JK.
He's gonna hate that. But yeah, no, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
So-
that's great. Jim's great. His wife to be is great.
Hell
That's
yeah.
gonna be a fun wedding.
But I was at a wedding where the best man got booed. Actually.
Oh, did he
yeah.
eat shit with his speech?
He ate shit with the speech, man. And like he was trying to be a comic and he wasn't a comic. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
And the jokes were just crass and not funny.
Yep.
And people actually like they started booing him a little bit and like, you know, sporadically, and people were like, all right, be quiet, let him go. And then he just keeps going. And like they started the nah and like got him off stage. It was bad. It was like awkward. I
Yeah.
mean, like cringe worthy. One of those.
That's
Yeah.
that's something you see in movies all the time, but you don't really get to see it in real.
I
Like
saw it in
it's
real
like a
life.
trope in
Oh.
movies, the really bad best man speech.
Right.
But I've never seen one in person, so you're lucky about that. At least.
Oh,
you get
yeah.
to, you get
Yeah.
to see that. Yeah,
was
and you know we always
insane.
like watching people bomb, so that's
For
you know.
sure. This is pre. Oh no, this actually isn't pre. This is right around the time I started doing comedy.
Okay.
So yeah, I hadn't seen a whole lot of bombs. I didn't have a whole lot of experience. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like in seeing shows.
So it's more you had the sympathy pains rather
Yeah,
than
yeah,
the
I was-
delight in watching someone suffer.
I was still more of like an audience member. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that sucks. You know?
You'd have like the technical aspect down, like motherfucker's not holding the mic close enough.
yeah. I didn't have all that.
right. Yeah, first person that boos, you have to go after them relentlessly to shut them up. You know, that's the important part.
But and they don't want a religious wedding at all or anything like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't see.
You think Jim Kelly? You think he's a particularly religious man?
Doesn't
mean-
strike me as.
Yeah, no.
He comes from an Irish family that, like the moms might want.
Yeah.
No, I want this done Christianly.
His clean jokes are abortion jokes. Like I love him. I laugh my ass off every time I see him. But he's not exactly Mr. Squeaky Clean.
That's here.
Clearly isn't right with Jesus.
I don't know her family. I don't know his
Yeah, it could
family.
be right.
Yeah,
It could be her family.
You don't.
Could be.
Nobody gets married for themselves.
Right. It is mostly the
true.
woman's day, so yeah, it could be her family. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see though. I think they're thinking about a destination wedding, so that could be nice.
Oh, very cool.
Get the feet in the
Depending on where,
sand.
I was going to
Right.
say, depending on where the destination is.
That's fair. Yeah,
Sweet.
white people make weird decisions.
I was like, because I try to get myself uninvited to as many weddings as possible. But I feel like I would be in the running to go to that one. But now that it's destination,
There you go.
I just have
And
to
for what it's worth, you're doing a great job getting disinvited to be a groomsman right now on this episode. So
What? Groomsman doesn't have to do shit.
Except pay a ton of money for a suit that
Right.
you're gonna give back.
No, I'm keeping.
You're gonna buy? Good for you.
Probably not. No, I don't know. I'm just keeping it. It's all under Dan's name.
thanks.
No, groomsmen, because you'll probably have like friends and family, so you'll need someone to invite the comedy people out, like the mass.
You think I'm going to have
email chain.
comedians at my wedding?
Yes, mostly comedians.
There'll be some comedians. Try to keep it at a tasteful level of comedians. I thought Rob's wedding had one table of comedians. That's
Yeah.
a tasteful number of
That was
comedians.
enough?
Yeah. Like, we can't cause trouble. It was about 6 or 8 of us. We
fair.
can't cause trouble at
Kept
that
us contained, keep an eye on us. Yeah,
off to
good.
the side.
Off
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
side.
exactly.
So you're gonna bust out a preacher voice for the
I don't think so. The black preacher voice, yeah. Shit. Pull out
I
the
didn't say
towel,
black.
start dabbing my head. Yeah,
I didn't say black, but is there a white preacher? Like if you say preacher, is there such thing as
Yeah, like a
Do a
Joel
white-
Osteen. or
yeah,
something.
Joel. That's what I'm
a
thinking of.
southern
Yeah.
like Southern
Yeah.
Baptist?
Yeah.
Like and Jason said,
Yeah.
buy me an airplane. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Didn't he turn out to be a terrible person?
Yeah,
They
they
all
all
do,
are.
yeah.
All
I mean,
the-
yeah, I'm sure
all
they are.
the mega
The
church
mega
guys
church,
are terrible people. From
It's-
Osteen, Creflo Dollar. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who they are. They're usually just in it for themselves.
Who just
you know?
got? Oh, TD Jakes didn't? Oh no, not TD Jakes.
Oh yeah,
Somebody just got caught up in like something.
I saw
I think
that.
they went to a Diddy party and somebody accused
Diddy
them of-
party.
Seriously, yeah.
There was a guy who commanded his followers to buy him crypto. That God told them to buy him crypto,
Jeez.
and
Hey,
then he
yeah.
got like nailed on it or something. So
That makes sense though. God fake, crypto fake.
fake.
If there's anyone that's going to push crypto on you,
It's God.
It's the fake guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the value is tethered towards. Much more like God's rules, like what's a bad sin and what's a
Yeah.
good okay sin.
That's how you buy real estate in that place that doesn't exist. That's
The craziest part of all that is like people were probably buying the crypto. You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean? They're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
right. Yeah, if
The
God
fuck
says
is wrong with people?
I mean, yeah, the people that step foot in these places are the most gullible people on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those things, like with like the Nigerian prince scam or all those other things. They misspell shit all the time because they want to know that you're dumb enough. If you're dumb enough to reply,
Yeah,
they
then
know they
they-
already have
They
you.
know they got you.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's the same way with these mega churches. They're like, if you're dumb enough to like listen to these idiots,
Yeah.
they know you're dumb enough to give.
But
If
where's
you're
the
dumb
line?
enough to think
Where's
your
the
life means anything.
And I get that, right? You want to believe in something, sure, but there's got to be a line. Like you're gonna buy
I
crypto
don't-
for the preacher.
I agree.
I've never been at more peace than once I realized that this is all just going to be eternal nothingness once I'm gone. Like it's
All right,
such-
save it for the speech. Save it for my wedding speech, please.
till death do you part.
I'm glad we're here. Nothing matters,
Nothing
We're
happens
all
after we die. It's all nothing.
and we all will die.
yeah,
Very solemn speech.
it's a run out the clock situation.
Yeah. I feel like there's like a low level of like, maybe not like on the surface, but there's like a low level of jealousy between us as public performers and preachers because we have to
Oh,
work
yeah.
so much harder for so less. We're like, please pay $5 to get in and maybe buy some merch. And like, they're like passing around baskets and stuff.
Not to mention they're selling out every week. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just packed house.
Oh God. Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Must be. I'm happy when like 30 people show up
Yeah.
and like
Oh,
they're
dude.
packing out arenas.
It's kind of hard to
crushing.
get people to fork out their money when you're also preaching, hey, enjoy the time you have. They're going to want to spend that money on themselves, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah, you think that. Yeah. I get way more laughs than those preachers do, though. Usually.
I don't know. You ever seen one of them get bit by a snake?
That is fun.
High comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys don't do the arenas, though. Those guys are always, the snake bite guys are always like, they're like the equivalent of like a bar comic. You know, they're doing like those small rooms where they're getting bit by snakes.
Are they? I thought they get put in mega churches. I guess
No,
I'm not
no,
that
no.
caught up.
The mega churches are more like, I think their whole deal is like trying to wow you with like, you know, if God loves you, it means you'll be rich. I'm rich because I'm richer than you because God loves me more than you. Look at all this palace that I built to do these shows in.
You're not religious at all. Are you religious at all?
So I was brought up in Christian, like very religious. I was in church 3 times a week for the first 15 years of my life.
Oof.
But I haven't been since I was 15.
Okay.
Now, if they found a better balance, would they 3 is a fucking excessive amount. If they were 1.5, then maybe you would. Okay, I'm not burned out on.
Maybe
this.
I wouldn't have gotten burnt out so fast, but I feel like still I'm realizing what it. You know what I mean? It's all kind of a scam. You should be a good person. I believe in all that shit. But we went to a mega church, and now I'm like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah,
you know.
And by our nature as comics, we question things, right? We want to ask why things are. And with religion, you were Catholic, right? Same thing. When you get, you're not. No, you're Jewish, but your Christian side is Catholic, right?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. He's also mixed. He's mixed religion.
Okay.
I'm not I'm another white. No,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't. I've never tried to gussy it up. I'm a fucking white dude. Yeah. My parents are from different places, but 2 white places.
Gotcha.
You'll never get on Colbert with that bio. Find out what makes you a specifically unique white. Yeah, I feel like with Catholicism, it's kind of the same way. Where it's like you ask why 2 or 3 times to the same question, you get a little deeper, and then they're like, you just have to have faith.
It's always the bottom line.
Yeah, and it's like we just can't. I think part of what we do, how we're built, we just can't accept that.
100%.
Yeah.
I've gotten in many arguments with my mom just about that. Yeah, that specific question. It's like, well, what's the answer? She's like, faith. That's not the answer.
It's not the answer.
That's not an answer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not.
That's shut up, basically. Yeah.
But the ethics it shouldn't need to be sold to us. It's ethics are scientifically instilled into our bodies. That's why if we do something wrong, we'll feel a certain way. We'll get a pang in our sides.
Sure.
And fucking religion
Well, you
sold that
should.
to us somehow.
Yeah.
If you're, so it's already predetermined kind of by science.
Yeah.
If you're a shitty or a good person.
We had just bridging the gap of bombing at weddings and our priest would bomb during his homily, and he always had a nice clever way to go about it. He would always do 2 or 3 jokes, and then the third one, if it bombed, he would just be he would stop in the middle and just be and let us pray. He wouldn't even finish. It was a perfect hacky out.
It's a nice bailout.
You just bail.
Explain what a homily is.
It's just the section where the priest kind of gives you a piece of the canon from whatever your religion is, and then tells you the parable of it and what you should learn from it.
When they go we turn to Matthew 11:14 or whatever.
He reads the section.
Term I didn't know and defined it with more terms I don't know.
He reads a section of a book, and you know it.
Which word means foreskin?
Well, that's what our Bible's made out of. So we have to go to the news, guys.
Good durable Bible.
That's right.
Together of foreskins.
You need more homily, you just rub it. It becomes a big.
We got to go to the news, everybody.
Wow, that's it. Oh my God, that's how you can tell we got a great guest when
quick.
we blow through it.
Nice.
Our apologies. I was really wanted to get down with that foreskin talk.
I know. Let's get to it.
Okay. Hey. All right. We're back. We had that wonderful, lovely intro, the new heavy metal intro. I don't know how new it is now, but it's newer.
It's new and you.
Yeah. And for our viewers at home, this is the news section. If you don't know what this is, welcome to the show. Every week, Dave and I write 15 jokes about the news each. We're going to go back and forth and read them. I do not know what Dave has written. He does not know what I have written, and that's good for you because it probably isn't all that good this week. If we write the same joke or a joke about the same news story, we are going to have a joke off.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You know
got me. I know. I'm sorry, but I also had to do updates. I apologize.
There we go. Neil doing updates, but that's the joke off. You'll hear that noise. Dave and I will then officially be joking each other off. Gary, if we're joking each other off, you become the judge. You decide what joke you like better. That's all it is. And then the winner gets a point. I'm up 2 on Dave. No big deal. I'm going to rub it in for as long as it lasts.
Sounds nice and gay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Dave?
It's the last week of that. New York government gears up for a fight against TikTok, Facebook, and other social giants. They said they don't want people spewing vile and racist filth at each other online when that's what we rely on so heavily to be the sound of our streets.
Well,
you ease it in. You ease in.
You got to start.
You never just jump in with a banger.
You can't. I try to, but I definitely didn't this week. I try to begin and end or second to end with a banger, and then the end is usually a cute one, but whatever, or a big act out. Anyway, yeah, you don't need to know my process.
Let's not pull back the curtain. Let's not pull back the curtain too far.
Process. Okay. Joe Biden described a potential second Trump term as a nightmare, which is a meaningful statement for a president who sleeps 17 hours a day.
I dig it.
Thank you.
Woman survives being compacted into garbage truck after falling into dumpster. That's why ladies need to be more careful out there and make sure the guy they go home with at least has enough to send them home in a cab.
Alabama representative proposes bill to make swatting calls a crime. Though any bill trying to make it illegal for a group of big uniformed men to show up at your home and violate you is expected to be voted down by Senator Lindsey Graham.
Here's one for our new father.
Okay.
What we got?
Pennsylvania man arrested after father found beheaded inside home. The tragic part about this is him having this round thing laying around the house and no one to play catch with.
Glad you did that. I couldn't figure out one in that.
I had to really stretch to make that.
Local news, too. Pennsylvania represent. That guy lived somewhat close to here. Judge dismisses Disney lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And while the governor has stopped the case, he still cannot stop being stalked from town to town by a giant crocodile who swallowed an alarm clock.
Dig it. Dig it.
What about the image? Like
I
many
get
of
it.
my jokes.
Mental images.
Yeah.
Only for 60% of the people out there. 40% of the people out there can't create mental images. I looked it up.
Is that what I thought that they didn't have internal talks?
It's two different things.
Okay.
30% of the population doesn't have internal monologue.
That's insane to me.
They
don't have a voice in their head. Like they have no internal monologue.
I can't even imagine that. Mine
they all
is so loud.
Right.
Do you know they're the people that say, I'm going to go to sleep now, and then do.
It must be nice.
Yeah, really.
Students walk out at several... Oh, my bad. Are you not... Focus. I'm ready for my shot, Mr. DeMille, or whatever the fucking line is.
You got it.
All right. Students walk out at several Chicago schools to demand city council support ceasefire in Gaza. They think children over there should feel safe going to school so that they could one day walk out of class and demand a ceasefire in Chicago.
Well done.
Well done. I like that. Elon Musk cannot keep Tesla pay package worth $55 billion. And now, much like his customers, Elon has to watch his easy ride from Tesla suddenly burst into flames.
All right. 4 NHL players charged with sexual assault in 2018 case in Canada, their lawyers say. Which is insane, because most of the time when 4 hockey players are working in tandem, they're usually in more of a defensive formation.
That's funny.
Probably can't post that one.
No, definitely not. But hey, whatever. It's good. It's good for the real fans.
Yeah.
The ones that watch
Real
deep
fans,
into the
no.
episode. Yeah. Real fans of the Weekday
fly
Comics.
on the real show.
Conservatives accuse Taylor Swift of using her Super Bowl coverage to get Joe Biden reelected, which is absurd. How could Taylor stop Trump from taking over the country when she couldn't even keep Kanye from taking over the MTV Video Music Awards?
Boom.
There we go.
All right. Israeli diplomat's son is denied immunity after allegedly hitting cop with motorcycle. Their reasoning? How often do you get to arrest one of these people without them being able to pull out the "my dad is a lawyer" line?
I like it.
Because he's a diplomat.
Yeah. Diplomats, kids get away with everything. All right. King Charles III diagnosed with cancer, says Buckingham Palace, and his doctors all over England line up to volunteer their expertise. People are lining up all over Scotland to volunteer their services, pissing on his grave. I don't like him.
It's joke-off time.
God damn it. It's my weakest joke.
King Charles III has cancer and will step back from public duties. Based on family history, the doctors are giving him a 50-50 chance, as half the things created from his body eventually want nothing to do with him.
Oh, yeah, okay. There you go. Well, hey, you get the pleasure of picking between those two bangers.
Created from his body, wanting nothing to do with him. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I gotta give it to Primiano.
That's fine.
Right.
I knew.
Yeah.
That's okay. I would give it to Dave as well.
Well done.
So you're only one behind now, Dave.
Oh, closing that
That's why
gap.
I got to enjoy it while I can. Lauren Boebert calls for alligators to be deployed at the southern border, which is proof the GOP will give funding to any individuals who are ancient, cold-blooded, and love putting children into their mouths.
I like it.
Thank you.
Global cancer cases will skyrocket by 2050, World Health Organization report estimates. The organization has taken some heat for saying this, though, as some people find the term global cancer as a pretty tasteless way to describe the human population.
Not you, though, Dave.
Oh, I'm fucking cancerous to this earth. Yeah. Big
I
time.
didn't mean personally, but you would describe humanity that
I'll be
way.
long fucking dead by then.
The doctor who prescribed more than 500,000 doses of opioids has his conviction overturned on account of just being the chillest dude.
All right. Lego to release set honoring iconic Notre Dame Cathedral following fire anniversary. They thought this was a great tribute based solely on the one passerby who stepped on some debris and shouted, "Damn it, Catholicism, pick up your shit."
That will make you blaspheme if you step on a Lego. That can make anyone question their faith.
It's true. Or a chunk of church.
Fruit Stripe gum has been discontinued after 54 years. And to mark its death, we ask for a 10-second moment of remembrance, followed by 45 minutes of bland, tasteless chewing. It only lasted for 10 seconds, Dave.
I am well aware
Yeah.
of the shortcomings.
The tastiest gum that only lasted like a brief moment of time.
It's like me. Marilyn Manson completes community service sentence for blowing nose on videographer. He said the work was a breeze for him, too, as nothing makes it easier to bend over and pick up trash than having your bottom two ribs removed.
Yeah.
He did it to blow himself.
Yeah, suck his own dick. Actor and DJ Danny Masterson moved to maximum security prison that once held Charles Manson. A fitting punishment for any sicko who would knowingly call themselves a professional DJ.
I did stare at that story. I tried to come up with like a Beach Boy correlation.
Oh, yeah,
but
it
just didn't happen. All right. College basketball fan distracts opponent at free throw line by getting haircut in stands. That fan was able to pull off something amazing, as up until now, no one before had ever been able to combine clippers with winning basketball.
Yeah, there's a clip right there. Stolen Jackie Robinson statue found dismantled in trash can. And after years of having to take down monuments to Confederate soldiers, this marks the first time Southerners were happy to see Jackie break a color barrier. You just keep shattering these things.
Yeah. All right. MetLife Stadium chosen to host 2026 World Cup final. Although some other countries are worried about their players getting to the stadium on time due to them constantly having to pull over on the way there and pick up a fare. I found out it's New Jersey, but I already had New York in the mind when writing it, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm keeping it.
There's been a few stories like that where I've accidentally gotten more information than the headline. Oh yeah, we also only read the headlines, so we have no idea what's actually going on in the world.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna take the time to get informed for this shit.
Yeah. Sometimes I catch enough of the story that it the headline's a little misleading or whatever. No, I'm just sticking to the incorrect version that was in my mind at first.
I like it.
All right. Country singer Toby Keith dead at 62 after cancer battle. His burial will take place in a red solo casket. There you go. There's a song that's like 2010 or something on Red Solo Cup. You got that?
I've never heard it. I just know he has a song about a red solo cup. I avoided writing it because fucking Otis's joke is stuck in my head. So I
Kobe
couldn't even
teeth.
say, hey, did you hear Kobe teeth died? And I couldn't fucking, it's too in my head. All right. Oh, we kind of glossed over this. Taylor Swift makes history at Grammys as she breaks record for most Album of the Year awards. She started her acceptance speech by thanking God that all the really good musicians OD'd before they were able to put out more albums.
27 Club.
That's correct.
Keeping it in the music world. Darius Rucker arrested for drug offense in Tennessee when officers discovered a condom full of blowfish shoved up his hootie.
I dig it.
I don't need to know anything else about it. The
that's
Darius
great.
Rucker drugs, the joke writes itself.
I mean, he hasn't been hootie since the 90s, but that's the last time I remember.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I got to get references that you
Well, was
will
he
laugh at.
hootie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh, right. There was no Hootie.
It was just the name of the band. He wasn't Hootie. They weren't his blowfish playing music behind him.
I don't know. I think he was Hootie. I'm pretty sure he was Hootie.
We'll get back to you next week on that one.
Yeah, we'll look this up for you.
I'll actually
curious.
inform
Yeah.
myself for this.
Somebody DM me. Let me know.
Yeah.
We'll keep you looped in on this.
Biden tells crowd he recently met with Mitterrand, former French president who died in 1996. Although, to be fair, whatever French person he actually did meet probably did smell like they've been dead for 28 years.
Very good. Marvel actor Jonathan Majors' domestic violence sentencing is delayed as the court waits on the resolution of 13 other court cases that will slowly build the narrative until they all come together into one blockbuster trial.
There you go. McDonald's CEO promises shift after outrage over new price hikes on menu. He said to correct the issue, McDonald's will make the appropriate changes and start putting white people in commercials again.
Stupid. I like it.
It's Black History Month. I don't understand why I have to sit here through this.
He's got a point.
kidding.
Fuck you for that.
If it was just us two, I probably wouldn't have told them. I need that laugh queued up right afterwards. So, no, it's cool.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
He left. Yeah,
I might
no.
pull a different laughing clip if there's a better one.
If you didn't laugh, he was just going to cut to our Naeem Ali interview. Yeah. All right. During a campaign speech, Donald Trump claims he looks like Elvis Presley. And while his critics are laughing now, just wait until they see him dead on the toilet.
That was my last one. I forgot I moved the King Charles one. So yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
was
it
your
for
last
the
one.
news.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I normally like lead into it, but
That's all right.
All right. Gary, what do you got coming up?
2/22. I'm at the Union Firehouse in Mount Holly, New Jersey. Gonna be a really fun show. It's a Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. show. Yeah, I'm producing it. I'm on it. I'm headlining. It's gonna be a great night. Trying to sell tickets. So that's the big one. And
Can
then-
they find you on social media? I know Neil put it up here, but you'll be promoting it on your socials.
100%. Yeah. Gary Sharp Comedy, Instagram, Gary Sharp Jr. on Facebook. Follow me. We got tickets. And then 2/23. Might as well say it. Neil Wood, we got is it the Biggest Little Comedy Show? Is that what yeah, hell yeah, Biggest Little Comedy Show. I'm on there. Myers Brewing. It's a great show. I've done it once. Gonna do it again. It's gonna be a good time.
Fuck yeah. And check out the Gray Area podcast.
The Gray Area podcast,
Definitely
of course.
check it. It's a
Hell
great
yeah.
podcast. It's
It is a lot
the
of
best
fun.
compliment I can pay any local comedian's podcast is I've listened to it, and
Hell
that's it.
yeah,
I've
that
actually
is
listened to
huge.
it. So, and I'm going to listen to another one. I'll listen to the one you're on. So,
No, please.
Can't
Thank
wait
yeah.
to hear the feedback on that.
It's still new to me. I got to remember to promo it. Yeah. So yeah, Gray Area Comedy Podcast.
Yeah, Gray Area. Very, very funny stuff.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you got going on?
Check out the latest episode of the Gray Area podcast. I'll be on. This Friday, I will be at Comedy Works Bristol.
Ooh, hell yeah. My boy Mike Kaplan.
Yeah. I'm meeting him for the first time.
Have you met him?
Yeah, why air quotes?
Long enough ago that hopefully he forgot all about that before. So I'm
see.
coming in as a new person.
Gotcha.
But I'm better now. I know that much. Yeah. So it'll be great. I'll be great. Hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's cool.
How about you?
I am. You're gonna have to check my socials. I am on a wonderful show in Delaware, produced by the hilarious Belinda Clear. I forget now offhand where it's at because I thought it was 2 weeks from now, but I just realized on the way in it's this Saturday. So check my socials out. That's at Danny D'Aprile. I will be posting that. It's in Delaware, so if you're in the Delaware area, it's the tiniest state in the union. You can find it. You start on one side, go to the other. You will find my show, and that's all I got going on this week. Neil, what do you have going on?
Yeah, you can check everything. Oh, well, let's not forget. Don't forget to check them out on Instagram. Yeah, check them out on. Excuse me, everybody.
Hold up
to really clear my. I really have to. No, but check out the Weekday Comics on droptent.com/podcast. You can get all their info for merch and all their contact stuff right there on our website. And don't forget to check out the merch store as well for them. And subscribe on your YouTube and all that good stuff. Don't forget to do that. I have to soullessly plug for them each time because they just pretend not to do it, which is great. But
yeah, that's bad. You should have seen Dave trying to cut a promo.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. I want to release a raw cut of that.
I don't sign off on that.
I know you don't. But I think once you die, posthumously we will. So
you got till 2050.
Yeah, I know. Right? But yeah, you can check out everything that Drop 10 has going on. Every second and fourth Friday at Myers Brewing Company, you will see Gary Sharp coming up soon. Yeah, we got some great lineups there. And check out our monthly show at Crown of Creation in South Philadelphia. But get all your stuff over at droptent.com. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Tight. And Dave, I have official word here for my girlfriend. You are not invited to the wedding after this episode.
Success.
Yeah, maybe you can work on it. Maybe you can build back some trust. She liked you before this episode, so I don't know what happened. I just have. I
don't remember saying anything against her.
The two texts I got is Dave is uninvited from our wedding, and so help me God, you'll be uninvited too. So we'll see where I'm at after this.
I never go down alone.
That was the whole point of this podcast. So you had someone to hang on to.
I need someone to be as miserable as me by the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. But Gary, you're escaping. You're no longer going to be anchored down by our poor decisions. You can go off.
If we could do it in one episode, that would be fucking amazing. Just doing someone that quick. But it wouldn't be Gary. We love Gary.
No, we love Gary.
Yeah,
we wish you the best.
Let's book Akash.
Yeah, let's let Akash know where Neil lives. That's a great idea.
Don't say his name one more time. Please don't say his name. Please don't say his name one more time.
It's like a Beetlejuice situation. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of Drop 10 Media Network, the network you're currently listening to. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to drop10.com to check them all out. Make sure to subscribe on everything that you see Drop 10 on. We appreciate it. Go to drop10.com now.
This has been a Drop 10 Media production.